Hello and welcome back to our SolidWorks tutorial series. In this lecture, we are going to study how to use 3D Sketch in SolidWorks environment. 3D Sketch is a very handy tool in SolidWorks and it can be used for various purposes. It can be used with the help of the swap command. It can be used in the developments necessary. So we will see how to use 3D Sketch. We will also see there are also multiple ways to use 3D Sketch, like we can use dimensions, we can use point system, we can use relationships, etc. So let's start by simply understanding how to use 3D Sketch. Let's say I select the front plane and click on Sketch, and I draw the rectangle, and let's say the dimension of the rectangle is 50 to 60. So this is the rectangle of 15 to 60. Let me do extrude base by clicking on mid plane, and let's say it has a width of 70. Now we have currently something like this. Now we want to cut something like this, and basically 3D Sketch is used for our complex geometries. So by clicking on 3D Sketch, let's say, and I will click on line, and I will click one point, second point, and third, and is fourth. Now I have generated this rectangle, which is basically a diagonal here. So I will click on features, click on extrude cut, and I will it is asking for the direction of the plane, so I will just click this arrow. We can also do something like selecting top plane. You see, now we can also select the top plane. If you don't want to select top plane, we can select the top surface by clicking on blind, and just doing through all, and I will just check it here. Now you see this something complex cut has been generated here. It could not be generated using simple 2D sketching. So that's how we can use 3D sketching. There are multiple ways to use. So let's say we don't have these rectangles with us, and let me just hide this, and we click on the 3D sketch, and we start let me first make it isometric view by clicking on region, and you see now in the cursor where the pen is showing, you see there is a XY axis written. That means that our line is currently in the XY region. By clicking tab, you see our region now has converted into YZ. By clicking on tab, it changed into LZ. So I have again entered the is a XY plane. So this is just XY plane. Now want to move to this plane, and I will just do this. Now you see, by clicking on tab, I have entered the YZ plane. That is, we are going backwards now. So I have gone backward. Now I want to go upward. Now you see that let me say, let's check the look. You see, it was not the image I wanted, so I will just click delete and click on isometric view, and again start sketching. So I want to go upward now. I have pressed the tab key, and now you see it is going upward now. So it is currently in the XY plane now. So we want it to in the XY plane by clicking here, and now let's just change it to this, and let's see, it is in the, no, we are not in the going right. I want this line to be straight to here, so I will just again select this line, and I will press tab here. Now you see it is going here. Here now you see, now it has direction here. Now I want it to go there. You see, now it is going there because it is just a game of tab. So I will go here now. So you see, now I have designed this. Let me just give the relation. They are equal, they are equal, and they are equal. They are parallel also. So you see, Now let me just give dimensions. Let's say this is 70. Let's say this is 40. Let's say this is 50. Now you see we have this structure like this. So let me just use fillets, and by clicking on edges, you see fillets are being generated at the sharp edges. So we have something structure like this. That's a 3D structure. So exiting the sketch, now there are two ways we can do. So if you want to make a pipe of this sketch, so I will just click on swept and click on circular profile and click on the complete this, and I will just, if you want a hollow pipe, I will click on thin feature and click on check. By giving dimension, we have something like this here. But if you want to do something like other than circle, let's say a triangle, let's say a octagon, let's say a slot, then we will sketch it and then we will use swept surface. So this is the one way to do so, but the other way to do so is by again clicking on 3D sketch, uh, by using point system. In the point system, we can do is clicking on by just generating random lines. You see now we have multiple points and the line of, so by clicking on one point, you see it shows that there are control vertex parameters 0, 0, 0. So this means that it is at the origin. I will just fix it, and now by clicking on next point, we want it on the x plane and not on the z y plane. So z will be the 0 here, z will be 0, and we will make a y positive, let's say negative y, and by clear and xa we want it to be 50. So we have something of a structure like this here. By clicking on front plane, you see that this is something like here, because x is here. From the front plane we see y axis and x axis. So axis is now 50 and y is 68, that is minus, so it is in the bottom. So let's say we have y0 also. So now you see now it has become collinear to the previous point. I will just click on fix. You see this line has been turned to black. That means this line is fully defined. Now I will just select the next point. Now I want it to be a diagonal, because in the diagonal we will have something like this structure here. For this structure to be sure, so we have to change the y-axis also, we have to change the x-axis, and we have to change the z-axis. So x, I will just click on x. You see by going to top plane, you will see how the x moves. So there, that's how x currently is now in this place. So we want x, we want y also, we want like y inverting to be positive here. So let me just select 20. Now it is in the 20, and z, let's say 50. So you see it is now in a diagonal shape. So I will just fix it. Now you see this point has been fixed. So but I again want this line to come back, so I will just see that this point location, that is x, where was it, x, that is 50. So I will just click on that point and type x50, and y be 0, and we want y 0, and z will be like this. So by clicking on it fix, you see we have generated here, and we again want it to be, let's say y, we want it to be equal to this point. So y over here was 20, so I will just again select y20, and y will not be 20 but positive y, so I will just remove the negative sign, and we have y20 from the origin. So you can see that it is now collinear, and I will just make the z to be, let's say 100, because z is basically from this origin. From this origin to this point, distance of z is 100. So I will click on this to see now it is fixed. I will just remove this line. Now we have something of structure like this here. So I will go again on and fillets and giving fillet direction 1 2, but this time I will make the circle like this. Now we have something structured like this. So we have a W type structure, we can say, but it's in the like this. So I will now select right plane, click on sketch. This is our region. So we want to make the sketch, we want it to be swept from these lines here. So I will just draw, let's say, a slot. We say, let me just do lips. So like this, something like this shape I have designed here. Now it is perpendicular to the sketch. So I will just go to swept surface, and the sketch profile here I will select this ellipse, and in this sketch I will select this and click on check. You see we have made this something like this. So that's how we can use 3D sketching tool. It is a very handy tool and it is very recommended to explore it and use it. So that's all for today. Thank you very much for watching this video.